It's a rematch of last year's championship game. Maccabi Haifa makes its return here to the Nokia Arena in Tel Aviv to battle with defending champion Maccabi Tel Aviv. Good evening, everyone. Aaron Heller along with Simi Rieger welcome you to the Mecca of Israeli basketball, the Nokia Arena here in Yad Eliyahu, Tel Aviv. And to say that Tel Aviv has dominated Israeli basketball is a vast understatement. In the last 40 years, they have won 38 Israeli titles, so the boys in green are going to have their work cut out for themselves tonight here, Simi.
Yeah, it's a tough place to win because first of all, you're playing away in a great gym. They have a lot of fans that buy season tickets. There's a big crowd in their favor. This is the Madison Square Garden of Israeli basketball, no doubt about it, and we'll just keep going.
Well, these teams, of course, matched up a year ago. Maccabi Haifa has had a great start to this season, 8-2 until a heartbreaking loss a week ago in Jerusalem. Last-second loss to Jerusalem in a tip-in by Kukia. And Tel Aviv also coming off their first loss this season against Netanya in overtime. Break it down for us, Simi.
Well, Jerusalem played a tough game against Maccabi Haifa. Haifa was up by 3 with 5.5 seconds to go. There was a foul shot where illegally the player came in, and after that he got fouled, made a foul shot, and then they had another foul shot, and there was a tip in, the ball jumped over. It should have been a Haifa win, but, there's nothing you can do about it. Maccabi Tel Aviv played against Netanya, the team that came up from the second division. They played in Netanya, and they lost in double overtime, a loss that shouldn't have happened. Netanya played a tough game in a small court, a real home court advantage.
So Netanya beating Tel Aviv for the first time this season. Of course, Tel Aviv playing here in Yad Eliyahu, a whole different story. Let's break down between the point guard matchup tonight, and it's an interesting one. It's between two players who last year played for the opposite teams. Duron Perkin, who was the league MVP for Haifa, gets a rematch tonight against his old team, and he's going to face off against Dror Hajjaj, who's the leader this year.
Well, the problem was Dror Hajjaj didn't play last year. He was registered Maccabi Tel Aviv, but he hardly played at all. I don't think he got a minute a game. But he picked up a nice paycheck. It took him a while to get accustomed to the Maccabi Haifa team, but now he's really into it. He's the great on-the-ball defender. He shoots in streaks. He penetrates. He's an excellent personality, and the team loves him. He's a kid that wherever he goes, he fits in. Duron Perkins was a superstar of the league, the MVP of the league last year. He was playing 35 minutes a game at least. Now he's playing a lot less. He carried the Haifa team with Davon Jefferson, and now he's playing in Tel Aviv, a whole different thing. He's coming off the bench a lot of times, but he gets his minute. He has a different style this year than he did last year, but he's a great kid. And
let's take a look at the comparison between them statistically. Pretty even with those limited minutes for Duron Perkins. You see there the assist advantage for Hajjaj, and of course more turnovers. But those are a bit misleading because of the minutes that those play. And of course, Duron Perkins playing more minutes for his team in European competition. Besides that, Simi, we have ourselves tonight a huge matchup between two of the best teams in the league, without a doubt. They met a year ago in the championship. Haifa losing at the end in a game which some of its best players fouled out. Do you see a chance for them getting even tonight here?
Well, they have to be on top of their game. It'll all come from the defense. If they play the good defense, the Maccabi Haifa defense, and keep the Tel Aviv team out of their offenses, a lot of pick and rolls they play Haifa, how they're going to adjust to them, getting back on transition defense. The Tel Aviv team likes to run, even though in Europe they don't run. They keeping Maccabi Tel Aviv to one shot every offense. They can do it. I mean, it's you have Davon Jefferson who can bring the team to any height that you want it to.
All right, we'll stay tuned for perhaps the game of the year so far, the biggest challenge the boys in green have had. Coming up next, Nokia Arena here in Tel Aviv.
Do you know where I play ball? It may surprise you. I play in Israel.
Israeli basketball, Maccabi Haifa, the amazing moves, the wild action, the exciting spirit. Streaming live games available on triangleinternet.tv. Follow your favorite team and get the latest gear. Jerseys, signed basketballs, headwear, accessories, gifts. Available now at triangleinternet.tv.
You're here at the biggest stage of Israeli basketball, Yad Eliyahu Arena. It brings back flashbacks to a year ago when you lost here in the championship. What are you thinking before the rematch tonight?
First of all, I hope that we'll play in the same tempo, in the same aggressiveness that we played here in the Final Four. We did a good job, and we like here this flow. Maccabi team is very good, but we did the maximum all the week to prepare the team physically, mentally, tactically, all the aspects, and I hope that we'll see all of us will see it on the floor tonight.
Maccabi Tel Aviv is coming off of their first loss this season, but you guys also a heartbreaking loss in Jerusalem. How has that helped you prepare for tonight?
I think every evening it's a different evening. You know, Maccabi Tel Aviv definitely prepared themselves after they lost, and also Maccabi Tel Aviv respect us very much. I'm sure it's not a situation like they came to Netanya without respect them. But we are not focused on Maccabi Tel Aviv, we're focused in our team about improvement consistently and playing better and better. We need to find also solutions about Moshe Mizrahi missing because of his injury. But you know, I think the players ready and all the staff also ready. So I hope that it will be a tough competition.
Well, that was going to be my last question. How is Moshe Mizrahi doing? What's his prognosis for recovery?
Unfortunately, it looks bad meantime. He will do MRI in the next few days, but it looks meantime that we'll miss him like 6 weeks, and after that it takes time till back to shape. Meantime, it's look far away, but I hope first of all for Moshe as a person that he will feel better, and we will prepare the team for the next period without him.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
That was Maccabi Haifa coach Avi Ashkenazi. I'm Aaron Heller. Along with Simi Rieger, we're about to get it underway here at the Nokia Arena. Let's take a look at how these two teams match up. And they are among the best in the league. As you see it right there, the best offense in the league, that's Tel Aviv at over 92 points a game. Haifa, the best defense and the best rebounding team. You see there at the bottom of your screen also, Haifa lost 3 of the last 4 games between the teams, and over history, they've played 23 or 26 times, Simi. 23 victories for Tel Aviv, only 3 for Haifa.
Yep.
So, waiting for a big upset tonight, and it would be a big upset if they pulled it off. You see there your standings there. Maccabi Tel Aviv losing their first game of the season last week in overtime to Netanya. Jerusalem with the victory over Haifa catapults into second place. They won last night. And then Galil third place. Haifa in fourth. You see the rest of them there. Netanya on a hot streak. And Rishon LeZion picked up lately, getting into the top 6 teams in the league.
But they have a game more than the other teams because they played last night. They're 5 wins, 7 losses. It was a big game for them last night, and they lost in overtime to Jerusalem.
And that'll be the team that Maccabi Haifa faces next week as they go on the road to Rishon. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. And, of course, you heard Avi Ashkenazi talk about it. The big injury to Moshe Mizrahi. We'll get you more on that later, but that explains to you why the lineups look that way. Jesse Pilot-Rosa making his first start. Kujikaro in there as well. And there's the starting lineup for Maccabi Tel Aviv. Andrew Wisniewski, the point guard. Alan Anderson out of the University of Michigan State. Chuck Eidson, the other American. And the 2 Israelis, Yaniv Green and Guy Panini. Simi, big news for Haifa this week. The injury to Moshe Mizrahi. He is out for at least 6 weeks. He's going to have an MRI tomorrow. We don't know yet the severity of it, but this is a big, big blow for this team.
Yeah, it's the I think the ligament on his foot. He tore. You know, Jerusalem. Haifa's going small today. They're starting with actually the only big guy they're really starting is Kujikaro, who isn't very big. They're going with Pelarosa and Jason Rich that are 2 3s or 2s actually. Hajjaj is a point guard, and Jefferson is whatever he wants to be.
Those are your referees: Yari Ryanis, Tzachi Abdali, David Romano, and you see Dror Hajjaj in your screen over there. We talked about him before the game. Emotional game for him for sure. Played in this stadium a year ago, but didn't play very often.
He sat in the stadium.
Yeah. And there's a guy sitting tonight, Moshe Mizrahi.
He had a great ticket last year. He was getting paid a lot of money to sit there.
So Moshe Mizrahi in street clothes tonight. He has started every single game for Haifa this year, was the only player to do so. So he really a big loss for them tonight. And here come Haifa, and the man on your screen, Davon Jefferson, selected by the league as the player of the first round. We're getting the second round underway tonight, the last 11 games of the season. And they are underway. Haifa has the ball to begin with. Jason Rich out of Florida State. And we'd like to, at this time, welcome all of our viewers in Florida on Sun Sports and all across America watching on Jewish Life Television. It should be a good one.
I was talking to Jason before the game. We were talking about Florida State having a big win at Boston College and another big win at home against Georgia Tech. So Leonard Hamilton and Stan Jones are doing a great job.
Jason Rich called for the travel in his first possession. And there is Guy Panini, number 10, with all of these stars on Maccabi Tel Aviv, and there are many of them. The leading scorer is the Israeli, number 10, Guy Panini, with 13.2 points a game.
And he missed a green for a layup because there was no switch. It was a double on the ball with Kujikaro and just missed him. Amazing. But those things happen when you put pressure on the guy with the ball.
Tel Aviv is, of course, the leading scoring team in the league, and very balanced attack, too. They've got 7 players averaging more than 9.5 points a game, so that tells you the depth.
2 offenses, 4 offenses, 2 for each team, 4 turnovers, 2 for each team. So it's a tie ball game.
Yep, both teams with nothing, and there you see the tie over there in turnovers as well. Sloppy beginning here. Some nerves, perhaps, in front of this arena here. Yad Eliyahu can have a capacity of 11,000 tonight. Only about half full, but still, that's a lot more than you'll see anywhere else in Israel.
Well, a lot of the season ticket holders just come to the European Cup games.
Alan Anderson out of Michigan State. He's got the ball down to Yaniv Green, number 9, a veteran, and he and Kujikaro have a lot of history between them, and a nice left-handed hook there for Yaniv Green.
Yaniv played, before he came here, he played at Hapoel Tel Aviv for the coach, Erez Edelstein, and he was excellent. And
there's Aitzen, misses the layup. Anderson gets it out to Chuck Aitzen.
3 seconds.
And that's what they're yelling, but nobody's helping them out there. And Tel Aviv gets bailed out with a foul.
And that's Dudi Romano, and there's Dror Hajjaj.
And the foul is called on Jason Rich, number 15.
That's a nice left-handed shot by Yaniv Green. Yaniv was playing great before he came to Maccabi Tel Aviv for Hapoel Tel Aviv. The Detroit Pistons saw him and gave him a tryout. Nice workout. He didn't make it, but they were looking at him.
A nice steal there by Jason Rich, filling up the passing lane. All the way he goes. They're not going to call the foul on Wisniewski. Raked him across the arms, but this is the home court.
Going to have blood for them to make a call.
And they're going to get the home court calls. You see there Jason Rich filling the lane there. And, yeah, that was a foul. Hajjaj starting tonight. He's been platooning with Ben David. Nice look down low. Kujikaro misses, but gets his own rebound.
No, I think he wanted to improve his rebounding statistics.
But with that bucket, Simi, Ido Kujikaro has reached 2,700 points in his career in Israel. He is ranked 87th all-time, or 83rd all-time in scoring in the Israeli League. Congratulations, Ido.
And Maccabi Tel Aviv looks out of sync.
Up high, Jefferson.
There it is. That's nice pass by Ido. Davon got position, sealed him on his back, and dunked it.
So Ido's got a bucket, he's got a rebound, he's got an assist, and that was hammer time for Jefferson as Panini gets through the lane and ties this game up.
Panini's a 6'6", 6'7" forward that grew up in the Maccabi organization, but this is first year playing on the older team. He was at other teams. He was in Jerusalem.
Nice look there by Jefferson. Down Pelot Rosa can't finish it, but notice quickly a double team on Jefferson. That might be something Maccabi's going to try and do tonight.
Everybody does that. You know, he has to live with it.
Backdoor Panini. They call the foul on Hajjaj. There have been a lot over the years of complaints, Simi, about the officiating when it comes to Maccabi Tel Aviv. As we take a look at that beautiful dunk there, and especially at home.
Well, they get the ticky-tack calls called against them, but to get a call against Maccabi, you have to draw blood.
And we have a timeout, so we'll be right back.
joint initiative of Maccabi Haifa Basketball and United Jewish Communities of Metro West offers the North American community the chance to send underprivileged and special needs children to a night of fun at a Maccabi Haifa game. Haifa Hoops for Kids is a great way to give back to the Israeli community. Help bring a smile to the face of a child who would otherwise not be able to afford a professional basketball game. Make a difference in a child's life. Become a donor. Reach out and help a child in Israel.
So we're back. We're tied at 4 apiece here early on. Let's give you a little bit more information here about these two teams. Of course, Maccabi Tel Aviv goes without saying that they are Israeli basketball. And over history, they have dominated the competition here in so many ways. And last year, the final game here had a feeling, Simi, perhaps, that maybe Haifa, trying to be one of those new teams to challenge them.
In a lot of ways, Aaron, they've ruined the Israeli basketball by taking the best
Sure.
Israelis, sticking them on the bench and not letting them play, and then all of a sudden these guys can't function on the national team. Like Yaniv Green and Raviv Lemonad and Dror
players in the past,
Hajjaj.
like Yotam Halperin, who ended up going and playing Europe, playing
Yep.
very well there, and in Israel couldn't get off the bench. Of course, Yotam Halperin, drafted in the second round of the NBA draft a couple years ago, has yet to play, and he's still playing in Europe. The ball in, Alan Anderson, and they're going to call the foul on him.
There's a big difference between Jesse and Alan Anderson in the height. It must be like 3 or 4 inches. Anderson's a very talented player that hasn't adjusted to the Maccabi Tel Aviv team. He played a great game on his last game, European game, but he hasn't played well within the framework. He's not been accepted in the locker room. I mean, he has what's called a bad attitude. He wouldn't be doing the things, talking about the coach. He wouldn't be talking about Izzo if he was at Michigan State.
Graduated from there in 2004. He is averaging 10 points a game this year in Maccabi. Played a year ago in Croatia with Cibona Zagreb. And you see on the court now, number 5, Raviv Limonad, in place of number 13, Chuck Aidson. Maccabi Haifa still out there with their starting lineup. Pellet Rosa pulls up for 3. Front rim, no good.
This is Raviv Lemonad, a kid that grew up in the Netanya area, played for other teams. He played for Ramat Gan. You know, he played for Jerusalem and
played for Naharia a year ago.
And couldn't really get acclimated. He's fine until he has to think about what's going on. He has a lot of physical talent. He's a strong kid. He goes to the basket real well, but, you know, it's just up to a certain level. Played a year in France.
So Jason Rich going to go to the line right now. Jason Rich had a big game a week ago, scored 18 points in front of some of those fans watching back in Florida. That one rattles out.
Yeah, Jason's from Pensacola. You know, every time I speak to Leonard Hamilton, his coach, or Stan Jones, his assistant coach, they have nothing but good things to say about him. He's really a nice guy. Also a very talented player.
An extraordinary athlete here. We have the pleasure of watching him in warm-ups, and that is just a sight to see as well, to see him float through the air at such ease. Haifa having trouble getting a hold of Anderson over there. As Panini goes baseline and rejected by Jefferson. Sending a message there to the fans in the first
And there
row.
are 5 seconds left on the 24-second clock.
As we take another look at that rejection. Limonad's going to have to get rid of it quick. And they call the foul on Hajjaj, another phantom foul, it would seem.
Rudy Romano, another terrible call. Here we see him. He's all ball. Amazing. Amazing.
Well, Simi, of course, you see here that is foul number 2 on Hajjaj, and that'll mean he's going to go to the bench, and in his place, Amit Ben-David, the two-headed monster at the point guard position for Haifa this year. We have to say a word about the officiating, Simi. There's been, of course, our fans might not be up to speed on it, about the whole scandal that's been happening here in Israel regarding the latest state of the former manager, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Moni Fanan, and a lot of referees implicated in that as well.
No, not really. The implications are that when they go to Europe and they play in Europe, they don't report the income, and that's what they've had on Sami Bakar and a couple of others. If it went to the money, they might even close down the basketball if it was the Moni Fanan thing.
Sami Bakar, one of Israel's top referees, now currently suspended because of issues with Israel's tax authority.
Well, right now he's, I mean, they suspended him for a while, but I think they let him back. He refereed a girls' game the other night, a women's game, which is a very good league here. And I think this evening he's also.
So, of course, the refs here under the microscope, and we see now Haifa trying to get back in this thing. Low scoring early on. Pelo Rosa, nice ball movement. Rich is open for three, and no good. So both teams struggling from the field early on. Haifa 2 for 7. Andrew Wisniewski, starting point guard for Tel Aviv. Good defense there by Kujikaro. Andrew Wisniewski graduated from the University of Centenary. And you know who else went there, Simi? Robert Parrish, the chief, 00.
Yeah, right, that's right.
Most famous graduate of that school. Not many others have had great basketball success. Benda pulls up there, gets fouled, and he is going to go to the line.
It's in Shreveport, Louisiana. And here's Derek Fisher out of West Virginia.
Dior Fisher coming in.
Dior, I'm sorry.
He's a combination of Derek Sharp and Dior Fisher. You got your Derek Fisher from the Lakers.
Played for Bayline, that's now at Michigan.
Dior Fisher was a teammate of Deron Perkins when they played together in Europe, and now teammates once again here in Tel Aviv. Originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Ben David misses that one. Panini working on Jefferson. Throws it down to Fisher and has to get rid of it. The rejection by Ben David. And time running out. Anderson had to force it. Good defensive stand there for Haifa. Kujikaro thought about it and then threw it to the ref.
And the ref didn't catch it, so that's a turnover for the ref.
And look at the face of Kujikaro when he got rid of it. He was like one of the yo-yo back on that one. 4 turnovers apiece. Almost as many turnovers as points.
Sloppy basketball. Or good defense.
Well, we played for 6 minutes, and Haifa's only got 6 points. Wisniewski pulls off and rattles it home.
Nice shot.
11-6. And these guys are having some trouble early on here. Almost got away there from Haifa. They've got numbers, and Jefferson's going to slow it down now. Jesse Pelo Rosa in the starting lineup. Can't get open there to deliver the shot. And they'll regroup.
You're seeing a bit of a press that you really don't see very much from the Tel Aviv team. I guess it's something that they've been working on.
So Kujikaro got fouled, and he is going to go to the line.
You can count the amount of times Davon has touched the ball.
And that is not a good sign for Haifa. He is their main man, and of course one of the main men in the league.
Not just that, Aaron, if he touches the ball, they usually double down so somebody else is free. And now you got another missed foul shot from Kujikaro.
Jefferson averaging 18.5 points a game and 8.6 rebounds a game in the top 5 in each of those categories. Kujikaro 1 for 2.
And David Blumenthal coming in. There you got the Green Apes, the Haifa. Blumenthal coming in out of USC. Played for Bibby when he was at University of Southern California.
And he is a dead-eye shooter, this guy.
Yep. Playing as a Israeli. He has an Israeli passport.
And he's one of those players who never saw a pass he did not like. He just loves to deliver it, and quite the range. Wisniewski delivers to Limonad, and they have to regroup there. So good recovery for Haifa on defense.
Yeah, but it was a bad pass.
Limonad struggling. Good adjustment on defense. Shot clock down to 10. Fisher No good, and the rebound by Pello Rosa. A low-scoring affair here.
Yeah, this is a Maccabi Haifa type of.
Whoa!
Oh wow, nice.
And Jefferson out of position,
Oh,
but manages
yes.
to get it back.
And Dor Fisher's sleeping.
Caught him off guard. 11-9 for Tel Aviv. Fisher, Blumenthal. We told you he loves to shoot it. Could not connect that time.
They look, you know, it's amazing. Tel Aviv doesn't really run offenses.
Jefferson wants to go to work.
They just basically use. Now that's shooting foul. That's 2 shots for Davon. And Richard Roby's going to be coming in.
So Roby in for Jason Rich with 2:20 to go here.
And Deron Perkins is coming in for Anderson.
First appearance for Deron Perkins tonight. First appearance here against his former team as a player in Maccabi Tel Aviv. And got to bump into him before the game next to the locker rooms there. And all the guys from Haifa were happy to see him, gave him a warm embrace.
He's a great guy, Deron. Nice family, mom and dad, really good people. Grew up in Alaska, went to Santa Clara. Grew up in Alaska.
Yeah, that's, you got to get good marks just for that.
Yeah.
Hometown Anchorage, where Train Langdon came from as well.
Trajan Langdon, yeah. Well, they have an Air Force base there, from what I understand.
Good defense by Haifa. Shot clock down to 5. Limonad all the way, rejected by Roby. And here comes Haifa. Under 2 minutes to go, clamping down on D. They're looking low to Jefferson. He's going to have his way with Blumenthal. Or maybe not. Good slap away by David Blumenthal, not known for his defense usually.
Yeah, if he was a good defensive player, he'd be in the NBA. Actually, he tried out with Sacramento a couple of years ago and really had a, you know, they signed him to a partially guaranteed contract, but he didn't stick. And there's Jesse
Rosa
taking a shot that shouldn't be taken.
Limonad. And that was not a good possession there for Pello Rosa. Misses the shot, fouled the streaking player. And Avi Ashkenazi probably noticing that and immediately going to the bench for Jason Rich. Jesse, his first start of his career here in Israel, and scoreless in this one. Left the court, clutching his hand. So he hopes he's all right. 1.5 minutes to go, 14-10. A press here by Tel Aviv. Jefferson, nice pass to Jacaro.
Nice look by Davon. Roby hit Davon right in the seam of the zone. And Davon immediately touch pass.
Kujikaro connects from the line as we take a look at one of the legends of Israeli basketball there, Tal Brody, watching this game here in Tel Aviv. Kujikaro makes them both, and with that, Kujikaro and Jefferson have 10 out of the 12 points for Haifa. Those two guys have been leading this team all year long. Fisher from the top of the key.
Nice shot.
Nothing but the bottom of the net. Pini Gershon, the successful and at times controversial and outspoken coach of Maccabi Tel Aviv.
No, at times he's not controversial.
Probably more accurate.
Very good, a good friend of mine. Pini and I started coaching against each other in early 70s.
Nice move by Jason Rich.
Wow, Jason Rich, a nice floater.
We're down to the last 35 seconds here of the half. Ball ends up in Jason Rich's hand, and Haifa's going to try and tie it. Roby pulls up.
Money. Nope.
No good, but the rebound by
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Davon.
And they push off.
It was a foul against Davon.
It was a foul against Davon. Ben Strong making his first appearance of the game in place of Davon Jefferson, and Ben Strong has been out the last couple games with that broken nose, and you see him wearing that mask, that Richard Hamilton-esque mask over there. We haven't seen him in a few games. Had a good start to this season, was the starting center for most of the year, and there he is in your screen, averaging just under 6 points a game this season out of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Didn't go to school there, though. Went actually to Guilford College, where he was the Division III Player of the Year. And besides that also, the first Native American to ever play in Israel. Dior Fisher connects. Tel Aviv up by 4. And so Haifa will likely hold here for a final possession. But guess what? Roby had an open look, so he took it.
From Colorado, Betzelic.
There you go.
Would
That's
be
a tongue
proud
twister.
of him. Yeah, they're having a tough year this year.
Perkins out to Blumenthal. To the hole. Fouled. Could not connect. David Blumenthal, you don't see him do that very often.
With 1.3 seconds left.
Yep, so David Blumenthal is going to go to the line. He is a shooting machine, David Blumenthal. An 87% free throw shooter. And Avi Ashkenazi going deep to his bench. Jeremy Tyler, Todd Golden in the game. We haven't seen Todd Golden in a few weeks. They replace Kujikaro and Jason Rich. Of course, Jeremy Tyler, number 8, the high school phenom out of San Diego, first player ever to skip his final year of high school to go pro. And his adventures here in Israel have been followed closely by the American media.
I understand Sonny Vaccaro had a big say in that issue. Sonny's known all over the world for his grassroots programs that he used to have. ABCD camp in Fairleigh Dickinson.
Panini in, Blumenthal out, and 1.3 seconds to go here for Haifa to try and do something. And all they can do is give it the old heave-ho, and it almost goes for Ben David. So it might ruin his statistics a little bit, but that'll do it for the half here. 20 Tel Aviv, 16 Haifa. We'll be right back with the second period. We are back and about to get the second period underway. Your leading scorers, Raviv Limonad with 6 for Tel Aviv, Kujikaro and Jefferson, each with 5 for Haifa.
Yeah, you know, it's 20-16 is I think it's a Haifa type score, because I think in the second half there'll be less scoring because players get tired. But the pace of the game, I mean, Tel Aviv is trying to pick up the pace of the game by pressing. But, you know, Haifa's breaking it without turning it over.
And how about this look here from Avi Ashkenazi, bringing in Todd Golden there, who has barely seen any minutes all season long and getting quality minutes early on in this one against the league's toughest team. Great steal there by Chuck Aidson. Gets it back, delivers from 3, buries it. Tel Aviv coming out with a flurry here to start the second quarter. They are on a 7-0 run.
They have to go more to Davon.
Roby, tough shot. Strong follows it, but cannot connect. And here comes Tel Aviv. Eidson. And the foul on Todd Golden.
That's a good foul because he stopped the transition offense. They were coming at him. The Maccabi Tel Aviv is trying to pick up the pace, and if they're losing the ball against the zone press, that'll do it for them.
Rich is in for Roby, and Avi Ashkenazi sticking to Todd Golden. And to Ben Strong. Both players haven't played much lately.
And now Maccabi Tel Aviv is starting to dominate.
And that's Blumenthal
the
for you.
rebounds, turnovers, and all of a sudden it's a 12-point game.
That's what Tel Aviv does for you. It's anybody's game, and all of a sudden they just unleash it. You see there the 3 for 5 from three-point range. Foul on Limonad, and Avi Ashkenazi is going to go back to his old bread and butter, bringing in Ido Kujikaro. Ben Strong takes a seat. Rich pulls up for 3, buries it.
Nice shot by
was big.
Jason. That is big. That puts it in single digits, Aaron.
But I think you put the emphasis on it, Sammy. Davon Jefferson, the league's most dominant player, is just not getting the ball tonight. And Fisher having his way down low.
Well, Haifa has nobody except for Ben. That's the Strong and Jeremy Tyler. That's his height, and they're not on the court. And none of them have his athletic ability.
Jefferson making his move all the way and finishes it.
Nice.
That's the explosiveness of Davon Jefferson.
Well, what he has to do is what he's doing. Getting the ball in the high post, making the player come out on him, and then going by him. If he doesn't come out, he'll just shoot his little jump shot.
And there's Eidson. No good, but look at Fisher.
Again, we see Fisher just tapping the ball back.
And look at Blumenthal.
And again, Blumenthal hits a 3.
This guy is unconscious when he gets going from three-point land. Buried a shot at the end of their game in Europe on Thursday, almost from half court, towards the end of the game.
Yeah, it was from 4-point range.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do not give this guy an inch. And don't give Jefferson an inch either. And you see the recovery there by Blumenthal, showing he can play some defense.
I don't know. I mean, that's...
The shuffle pass to Kujikaro, and Blumenthal from behind knocks it out of bounds. The guy they call Haji back in the game, Jura Hajjaj in place of Todd Golden.
No, instead of Jason Rich.
Instead of Jason Rich. Todd Golden out of the game, and Ben David is in there. So Avi Ashkenazi giving us a lot of different looks tonight. Now he's with the double point guard attack with Benda and Hajjaj, and goes up high to Jefferson, gets the ball, puts it in there.
Saw the mismatch that Raviv Lemonade had on Jefferson and took advantage of it.
And Jefferson 4 for 4 tonight. Eidson all alone down there, no defense.
This is not a Maccabi Haifa type of game that defensively. I mean, they're giving up points so easily.
Well, they gave up 20 in the first, and in just over 3 minutes, they've given up 15 in the second.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Jefferson pulls up, gets it. He is still perfect from the field, and all of a sudden, Davon's got 11 points.
And Jesse got popped by somebody in the mouth. Well, for a football player like Jesse is, it shouldn't be that much of a difference.
And he plays tough.
Yep, and timeout we got on the court.
10-point lead for Tel Aviv. We'll be right back.
Difference if it's a new green. Bishop is up. You have to have Dave on it. Or put in a big guy. That's the problem.
Tyler.
Two offensive rebounds. Knocked down to what's his name. That's 6 points.
It's a 10-point lead for Tel Aviv as we welcome you back, and we'll give you a live update right now. Actually, we're being told the game in Ashkelon, the team from Southern Israel, up by 17 points against Galil Elyon. Galil's only lost twice this season.
2 minutes to go. That's a big upset.
In the making there. Ashkelon, one of those teams, they can beat anybody, they can lose to anybody.
And now Haifa's in a zone defense matchup.
Nice move by Limonad.
Yeah, he has the talent. He just, you know, that's all it is talent.
12-point lead as Maccabi Haifa trying to get close here with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Rich against Perkins, his predecessor in Haifa. The strip comes in, but Rich adjusts. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Haifa. Excuse me, it will be Tel Aviv ball.
There are no fouls being called. I mean, they're coming from behind and ripping guys' arms off, and they're not calling the fouls.
But yet again, we have seen it throughout this season when Haifa's had struggles. Davon Jefferson's delivering. He's got 11. He's perfect from the field, but not getting a lot of help from his supporting cast tonight.
Not getting enough touches, Aaron. You know, you can get 11 on 5 touches.
Pelot Rosa banged up again.
It's a physical game.
And he drives. And it's physical down there, too. He's fouled and will go to the line.
Jesse got popped in the mouth again. And here we've seen the Green Apes up above.
Let's take another look at this adjustment there. Pelot Rosa gets hit on his way to the bucket. Jesse is the top free throw shooter for Haifa at 87%. And a week ago, Simi, he was the top free throw shooter in the entire league at 91%. But when it mattered most, he missed a big one a week ago as time was running out against Jerusalem. And we all remember how that one ended.
Yeah. The referees blew it. The rule in Europe is that the guys on the foul line, the 5 guys on the foul line, can enter as soon as the ball leaves the player's hand on a foul shot. But the guys outside the 3-point line can only enter when the ball hits the rim.
I'm sorry there, Simi. Ball bounces out to Blusenthal and he buries it again. That's the 3rd three-pointer for him off a broken up play.
Off of offensive rebounds. And that's probably the difference of the game.
And again, nobody breaks it open, nobody blocking out there. Eatson pops it out, and the ball just gets over to Dave Blusenthal, and he just drills it. You give this guy an inch, and he will take you to every time.
A matchup zone, and Jason Rich took it right to the hole, you know, because they got Davon made a dive to the side, and they had to go with Davon, otherwise he would have dunked it. He gets a foul and a back bucket. Here we see the ball get popped away from Perkins, and Blusenthal, nothing but net.
Blutenthal's got 11 points tonight on broken up plays.
11 points tonight on 1 shot.
This guy is, that's just what he does. He's a shooter.
He can shoot it. And he's an NBA shooter. And a good NBA shooter.
And the lead 10. 40-30 for Haifa, for Tel Aviv rather, and Haifa managing to stay in this.
And we see the 1-2-2 zone of Haifa.
Fisher all alone, found himself too much alone, didn't know what to do, and walked with it.
He knew what to do. He walked.
I don't know if that's what he planned on doing. But
yeah, but the middle was open. If he would have turned and faced up like he should have, he would have hit somebody with a layup.
Yaniv Green back in the game.
Dior out again. I don't know. Penny's not letting him get a rrhythm. Yaniv Green in now, and here you see the 2-3 zone.
Haifa with a chance to get this back into single figures here with 4:10 to go.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything, and there's 9 seconds left on the clock.
And Davon for 3 can't get it. His
That's
first
not-
miss of the night.
That's not really his shot, Aaron, you know.
Real Limonad all the way. Finishes it. I don't know. I guess in Europe you can get away with that, with Eatson putting that in. In the NBA, they'd call offensive interference on that one.
Well, in Europe, you can hit it when it's on the rim.
Couple of the different rules between Europe and the NBA. We talked about it last week.
Oh, first of all, you see the 3-second line.
Perkins, all alone, take off, touchdown. We're used to seeing him do that in green. Now Haifa has got to suffer silently as he do it in yellow. We'll be right back.
Fantastic new way to color like crazy using all the magical colors of the rainbow. Only rainbow brushes connect together in 100 different ways to make radical color creations that really amaze. Squeeze the special tips together to create zany zigzags, silly stampings, super semicircles, and wild wavy lines to create awesome works of art. Feel the color rush, rainbow brush. Rainbow brush, each set sold separately from Crazy Art.
So the largest lead of the night for Tel Aviv, 44-30, with 3.5 to go, and they're not outplaying Haifa necessarily, Simi. They're just getting a lot of gifts tonight.
Well, you know, they're putting pressure on the ball. They're taking the ball out of the point guard's hands and making players that don't usually make the decisions, and the ball's being turned over because of that. That's a very smart thing that Penny Gershon is doing, and also upping the tempo of the game to the tempo that Tel Aviv wants. It's not the tempo that Haifa wants.
You see some of the scores there at the bottom of your screen. Some updates from games taking progress right now, and a couple of upsets in the making. Nahariya is up on Netanya, and Ashkelon blowing out Galil Elyon, who's only 2 losses this season.
Yep. Yeah, Nahariya, that's a final, right? It's a final.
So Nahariya with a big upset against Netanya.
Yep.
Netanya, who had beaten Maccabi Tel Aviv a week ago.
In a double overtime, and that's a syndrome that you have. You beat Maccabi Tel Aviv, and then all of a sudden you lose a game that you shouldn't really lose.
A lot of inconsistent teams in the league this year. Teams like Netanya, like Bnei Sharon, like Ashkelon. These are teams that can beat anyone, and then they can lose against anyone.
Nice offense. They didn't make it. There you go.
Kujikara with the rebound. And the foul called on Yaniv Green.
Yeah, and that's wrong because Kujikaro pushed him.
And he just got teed up, too. And the fans are letting him have
Technical against Raviv Lemonad.
And again comes those paper airplanes coming in. Let's take a look at this again. You see Kujikara get tangled up there with Green. They call the foul, and then Limonad goes over there, and a couple of choice words for the ref, and he didn't like it.
You know.
And once we get this all figured out, Kujikaro is going to be able to go to the line for the foul, but actually Pilot Rose is going to shoot the technical foul first. 87% free throw shooter.
I don't understand this. There are 5 team fouls, so that means he should be shooting. What is going now? Now
Kujikaro is going to go to the line.
No, he's not. They give it at half court. I don't understand that. Well, I guess on that, I don't know. I don't.
So we're being told now that it was the 4th team foul against Kujikaro, and the 5th one was the technical. So now they're in the penalty.
This is a big shot. Oh.
And Kujikaro again battling down low. This time he can't connect. Perkins, a streaking Lasme, throws it down with the hammer. Stefan Lasme, his first points of the evening.
Out of University of Massachusetts.
He was the first team All-Atlantic 10 in 2007, selected by the Golden State Warriors in the 2nd round of the 2007 draft. Originally from Gabon. Jefferson doubled up on him, and Perkins just takes the ball away.
And his head.
Blumenfeld's got it. You know he wants to shoot it, but he gives that up to Perkins this time.
It was a pass at his legs. If it would have been a pass to the chest, That would have been down.
Don't hold it against him. I've seen him pull up when the ball come out his feet. Perkins instead is going to pull up, in and out, and again the offensive rebound. And Perkins finds Eatson, and they throw it down. That's too easy.
And like I said at the beginning of the game, got to keep him to one shot, can't turn the ball over, and all of a sudden it's a 16-point lead. And
that was the 7th offensive rebound for Maccabi Tel Aviv. You don't see Haifa give that up very often.
Nice play. Davon really is playing nice. He's not playing selfish. He gave the ball to Kujikawa. He could have gone up himself.
Eatson pulls up, mid-range jumper, gets it.
He's getting a mismatch on him that a big guy, Kujikawa, who doesn't have the swiftness in his feet, the quickness, the foot quickness, not being able to guard him, and he's getting his jumper.
And it is a 16-point lead for Tel Aviv. We've got a minute and 15 seconds to go in the half.
If the Haifa team can bring his...
No good. Rebound by Perkins, and Tel Aviv going to try and blow this thing open by halftime. In the corner, blue throw wide open. He missed it.
That's why he missed it.
Unbelievable, but they get the rebound.
Now, if they're smart, they make the foul because there's only one team foul.
But Maccabi Haifa, the league's leading rebounding team, has been taking a school tonight on the offensive boards. Foul called on Hajjaj. That'll be number 3 on him. So the rebounding numbers tonight, Haifa has 11, only 3 on the offensive board. Tel Aviv has got 19 and 8 on the offensive board. If Haifa loses the rebounding battle, Simi, they're going to lose the game. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And the turnovers, they're getting killed on the turnovers.
Benda in for Hajjaj, and you see the turnovers right there. 9 for Haifa, 6 for Tel Aviv. Richard Roby's got numbers, goes all the way.
And that's a nice play by Richard Roby.
And look at Rich.
Jason Rich getting the boards, finally coming at him, making him, putting Lasman back on his heels. This is what you have to do. You have to attack him hard. You can't give him any respect.
And Jason Rich is going to go to the line.
And there are 2 fouls to give in this quarter. There have only been 2 fouls called against the Haifa team.
And look who shows up for Tel Aviv, their longtime captain, Derek Sharp. Still a huge fan favorite here. Not in his old age, not getting many minutes, but as we saw in last year's championship game, he is still a dead-eye three-point shooter.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they really like him. He's like 38 years old, went to South Florida many, many years ago.
Many years ago. 39 years old already, we are told here. He has won 12 Israeli championships with Maccabi Tel Aviv. He's won 3 European championships.
Came here as a foreigner in the 2nd division. Yeah. An American in the 2nd division. A nice player, and married an Israeli girl and had a son by him, and got hooked up with Maccabi Tel Aviv, and all of a sudden divorce court came about.
Well, he's been here for 14 years already, originally from Orlando. And Rich, of course, with a foul to give there. And what's going on here with the paper airplanes tonight, Sammy? There have been at least a half dozen flown on the court.
I guess El Ala's on strike. That was a joke.
Yep.
Bad one, but a joke.
Golden in for Jason Rich, so he doesn't get plugged with another foul. Jason Rich has 2 on him. So Maccabi Haifa, they've got 36 points, down by 15. We have ourselves a timeout. We'll be right back from the Nokia Arena after this.
Crazy cooking, sweet sensation station. 6 in 1, but lots of making fun. Introducing the Crazy Cooking Sweet Sensation Station. I want cookies. I want cupcakes. I want brownies. No problem. Of mixing, frosting, sprinkling, cookies, brownie, and storage station easily and safely bake in any microwave. Crazy cooking, sweet sensation. 6 in 1, but lots of making fun. Crazy Cooking, Sweet Sensation Station, Marshmallow Maker, and Donut Factory, each sold separately. Refill packs sold separately from Crazy Art.
20 seconds to go here in the first half, and it started as a Maccabi Haifa pace, 20-16 in the first, but Tel Aviv has scored over 30 points, Simi,
yeah, well,
in the
you know,
second period.
Again, they put up the press. They made the made the pace quicker. Haifa turned the ball over, and immediately they punish you with their quickness and athletic ability. Also on the offensive rebounds with Thor Fisher knocking it out. And that's it. There's nothing you can do.
And we see here the numbers on Davon Jefferson. He's doing it, the points. He's doing it from the field goals perspective, but no rebounds for him tonight, and that's a microcosm of the problem they've had tonight, just being killed on the boards.
Yeah, well, he's also guarding a player that plays outside. Their fours play outside. It's not like a lot of fours here play inside. And they have dominating centers like Fisher and Lasma and Green.
And they don't even have on their roster right now perhaps their best big post threat, Magica Lampe, who played in the NBA, and he's in some squabbles right now with the team and not on their active roster at the moment.
He's playing in Russia now.
Released by the team recently, and one of their big-time signees early on this season. Spent a lot of money on him.
$1 million too, and they let him go.
And we've got another break in play. We'll be right back.
Unite! Crazy art. Do you want the crazy art? I need the crazy art. I got the crazy art. Introducing Crazy Art, the coolest color company. The most vibrant, brightest, and boldest colors around. Set your creativity free with 11 cool markers, 64 colored crayons, 72 colored pencils, and super bright colors. Crazy Art. More colors, more fun. Crazy Art, each sold separately. The coolest color company. Crazy Art.
Just over 10 seconds to go in the half. And Maccabi Haifa using up their fouls that they had. From here on in, Tel Aviv is going to go to the line. And we're going to go into a break with Haifa down. And they're going to have to find a way to get back into this game because Tel Aviv is shooting on all cylinders right now. So take a look at the Tel Aviv dancers leaving the court. They are a very impressive bunch, aren't they, Simi?
Yeah, they're a healthy bunch of girls. You know, I mean,
if Maccabi Tel Aviv is the best team in the league, then their dancers are the best as well.
They eat their Wheaties, yeah. Breakfast of champions.
Out to Sharp. They're going to give the ball to Perkins here as they wait for a final shot. Anderson, Lasme, and they call the foul on Davon Jefferson. It's going to be the second on Davon. Only 4 seconds to go. Let's take a look at the replay over there. Hard to tell from that angle. And a concerned look on the face of Avi Ashkenazi. They knew they were going to have a tough time tonight against Tel Aviv. But the pace of the game really going the Tel Aviv way in this quarter. They have scored 32 points. That is a ton of points no matter who you're playing against, especially this Haifa team.
4 seconds left on the clock.
17-point lead for Tel Aviv. Haifa would love to cut at that one even just a little bit. Rich, nowhere really to go. Roby got fouled.
That's two
he
shots.
Got Sharp airborne.
That's 2 shots.
And that was smart. That was a smart play by Roby. He got Sharp airborne. We have 0 time left on the clock. But Richard Roby got him airborne. This should be 3 shots, shouldn't it be, Sammy?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
3 shots. You're right.
So that is a big, big play there by Richard Roby, and a mistake by the veteran Derek Sharp. We take a look at that. Got him airborne. Was he in the motion?
I don't know if he was in the motion. That's the question.
Either way, he's going the line
Getting
because
2.
they're in the penalty, but it looks like he's going to get 2. If he would have been in the motion, he would have gotten the 3. Richard Roby rattles the first one down. And Haifa is going to enjoy any point they can get here against this juggernaut in Maccabi Tel Aviv. Roby gets them both, and that'll be the end of the first half. And your score, 53-38. Complete domination by Tel Aviv that half, and a 15-point lead. Let's take a look at our leading scorers for the half. You see it there. Chuck Eatson came on strong. He had 12 points. Bluthenthal 11. Limonade 8. For Haifa, it was Jefferson and Rich with 11. Kujikaro added 7. That'll do it for us. We're going to send you now to our week in review. It was an exciting week. Hope you enjoy that. Simi and I will be right back with our halftime presentation. Enjoy. We'll be right back.
Shalom and welcome to the highlights of the 11th round of the Israeli Premiership Basketball League. I'm Gil Barak. Let's go! Malchajim provided the drama of the round. 5 seconds to the end of the game between Hapoel Jerusalem and Maccabi Haifa, when the visitors led 81-78, Put Jeter was sent to the line. The guard made the first and deliberately missed the second. Simmons was there for the rebound and was sent to the line as well. The first shot went in, the second went out, but this time it was Uri Kukia that with a great footback gave Jerusalem a sweet victory 82-81. By the way, these were the only 2 points of Kukia in the game. Maccabi Tel Aviv visited the surprising team Barak Netanya. The champs realized right from the start that it's not going to be an easy one. Shmulik Brenner dished to his teammates. Washam and Pinok were in charge of the three-pointers. The first rule in such a small court is to be aware of passing the ball from side to side, or else Pinok will steal the ball and it will end with an easy layup. The second rule is to notice the sidelines, otherwise you will find yourself stepping out of bounds. Maccabi was a bit sleepy except from Chuck Itzon, who was hot in the first half. On the other end of the floor, Brenner kept being effective, and due to his assists, Netanya scored 50 first half points and led by 2. Netanya showed a lot of confidence in the third quarter, and Tony Washam, who has no fear of Maccabi, was at his best. No one could have stopped Washam, and 10 minutes to the end, the hosts were up 73-64. In the last quarter, the smell of surprise was in the air. Marco Killingsworth had a great evening, and as the game went along, Eric Alfasi's team believed that they can make it. The pressure started to show. Brenner and Perkins tangled up. The home team's playmaker got his 5th foul and left the game. 19 minutes to the end, Tony Younger went to the line and scored only 1, and Netanya was up by 2. Maccabi had one last chance, and Blumenthal put the ball in the basket, and we tied at 86. Netanya had one last ball, but it went out, and we're going to overtime. The thriller continued in the extra minutes. Washam made crazy shots. Wisniewski buried the crucial three-pointer, and Blumenthal took the most important shot, which went out. Netanya looked for a winning shot, but this crazy night went into a second OT. Throughout the game, Netanya showed that it deserves to win. Just to think that Maccabi's budget is almost 20 times higher than Netanya's fills Alfasi's team with pride. A huge night of basketball ended up with an amazing victory of Netanya. Maccabi lost its first game of the season. Afula hosted Gilboa Galil and Jeremy Pargo. Pargo was not at his best lately, with only 5 out of 21 beyond the arc, but against Afula everything clicked for the young guard. Pargo shot well from every spot on the floor, ended up with 5 3-pointers on his way to 23 points. After 20 points lead at the break, the second half was a garbage time until the end. And Bar Galil wins easily, 107-83. A tight game was played in Nahariya when Bnei Sharon in blue paid a visit. Oguna Onikwe ended up with 26 points, equalized the score at 68, 20 seconds to the end, and the game went into overtime. Nahariya, which didn't win since the fourth round, went to Taggart, who had 14 points in the game. Nahariya wins 82-75. It was its first W after 6 losses. Ironi Ramat Gan tried to get its first victory of the season as it hosted Hapoel Holon in purple. Chris Watson, who won the championship and the cup with Holon, didn't show any feelings towards his ex-team. The 34-year-old shot from the outside, even from beyond the three-point line, and on top of it, a great fadeaway jumper. Watson ended up the game with 16 points. A huge 13-15 third quarter by Ramat Gan made the difference between the teams. John Sharper, the new player in his second game, scored 18 points and secured Ramat Gan's first victory of the season, 85-78. Congratulations! Ironi Ashkelon hosted Maccabi Rishon LeZion in orange. We are entering the game 1 minute to the end. Omar Sneed tied the score at 77. On the other end, Avi Ben Shimol with a three-pointer 45 seconds to the end put his team up by 3. The gap rose to 5 until Corey Carr cut it down to 2 4 seconds to the end. Rishon managed to keep the ball until the final whistle and won 84-82. These were the highlights of the 11th round of the Israeli Premiership Basketball League. Thanks for watching. Check us out next week.
Welcome back. It's halftime here in Tel Aviv, and it is a 15-point lead for Maccabi Tel Aviv, 53-38. Before we get to the second half, we're going to give you part of our halftime presentation here in a new segment we like to call Ask Aaron and Stump Simi. All right, let's take a look at the first one here. Simi, are you surprised with how well Omri Caspi is doing this year in the NBA?
Yes, of how well he's doing. I know he was going to be, he's going to make the club and he was going to get into the end of the rotation. But what happened, he got a little lucky when guys Garcia got hurt and then Martin got hurt. He got his minutes. And what he did was he picked up the ball and did it, and he's playing great basketball. They really love him because he has a great work ethic, and he does all the small things for a team to win. And it's amazing he's averaging over 12 points a game without getting a pass.
And you're going to be able to see him at All-Star Weekend in February in Dallas. He'll be part of the rookies team playing against the sophomore team. So another point to his credit. Another question we have from our fans here are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Who are among the most famous alumni who have played in Maccabi Tel Aviv and gone on to the NBA? Many of them. We know them. You tell us about the most famous currently playing.
Well, the currently playing is Parker, who's playing for Cleveland now. He played for years at Maccabi Tel Aviv. He's a great player. He went to University of Bradley, came over here. He did a good job. You know, he's
really. You got to tell him who his sister is as well, right?
His sister is Candace, who was the best women player in the world. Yeah. And, you know, it's really a pleasure to see him. He's a gentleman. He was with the Raptors, and now they made a trade for him at Cleveland.
Starting alongside with LeBron James and with Shaquille O'Neal. Long way from here, too.
Yeah,
a couple of other players
Carlos
here.
Arroyo is another player. He played here last year, had a big contract, didn't live up to it. He's playing for the Miami Heat, coming off the bench. He's not doing that much. The problem with Carlos is he's really his defense is very weak. Otherwise, they would have kept him in Orlando because offensively, he's a very good player.
Another player playing in the NBA right now who's been here before, Will Bynum. Played a couple years ago. Now he's with the Pistons.
Yeah, he played for 2 years here. He's playing with the Pistons on the second team, got his minutes. He's a graduate of Georgia Tech that went to the Final Four. He made that big shot against Connecticut to go to the Final Four. You know, he has a lot of talent. His game is more suited for the NBA than it is for college.
So as you see, not only players coming from the NBA here, guys from here also going over there. Davon Jefferson, perhaps the next guy. Who knows?
Yeah, you also have the player that's playing at San Antonio that's starting.
Roger Mason
that played at Virginia, played for Hapoel Jerusalem 1 year for Erez Edelstein, the coach. And it's really a pleasure to see these guys succeed.
All right, well, we will take a break now and be right back for the next part of our halftime presentation. We'll be right back.
Do you know where I play ball? It may surprise you. I play in Israel.
Israeli basketball, Maccabi Haifa, the amazing moves, the wild action, the exciting spirit. Streaming live games available on triangleinternet.tv. Follow your favorite team and get the latest gear. Jerseys, signed basketballs, headwear, accessories, gifts. Available now at triangleinternet.tv.
Haifa Hoops for Kids, a joint initiative of Maccabi Haifa Basketball and United Jewish Communities of Metro West, offers the North American community the chance to send underprivileged and special needs children to a night of fun at a Maccabi Haifa game. Haifa Hoops for Kids is a great way to give back to the Israeli community. Help bring a smile to the face of a child who would otherwise not be able to afford a professional basketball game. Make a difference in a child's life. Become a donor. Reach out and help a child in Israel.
Welcome back. We are joined now by Maccabi Haifa assistant coach Mickey Gorka. Last week Elad Hassin was with us. Now you are here, and you're in a tough situation right now. How did this happen? How are you guys going to get back into this game tonight?
So far, the main problem for us this half was two parameters, critical parameter, was the turnover and the offense rebound. You can have a half with 10 turnovers in Tel Aviv, because every mistake you make here, you get punished. And second of all was the second chance. The difference between us and them is 15 points from second chance. So what we need is basically play, again, tough defense, backs out, don't give them the second chance and play smart on offense.
Yeah, but Mickey, at the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, there were some strange substitutions that actually gave the Tel Aviv team a lot of confidence.
Yeah, the thing we are, because of the injury of Moshe Mizrahi, we're a little bit short. So what we were thinking is to give some breaks to Davon Jefferson and Hidoku Shikaro, so we have them for the second half fresh. Unfortunately, it gave us a spread for Maccabi Tel Aviv. Hopefully now they will have enough energy and they will be fresh for the second half.
All right, we got to let you go, Mickey. I see Avi Ashkenazi needs you back. Thanks for joining us.
Good luck.
And we're about to get the second half underway. Let's take a look at those statistics from the first half, tell you how we're doing right now and how we got to this place. And there you have it. And the big numbers, which Mickey Gorka addressed as well, the rebounds and the turnovers.
Well, offensive rebounds, you got 8 offensive rebounds against it's 5. But what happened was that the Maccabi Tel Aviv turned it into points. The turnovers is 9 for Haifa. I think it was more. I think some of them, but you know, these are the things that make the difference. Like Mickey was saying, every time Adore Fisher knocked the ball out, Blumenthal knocked down a 3. It was 3 times, and that's a 9-point difference instead of going the other way, which makes it 15-point difference. You can score 6. You know, I think the intensity on the defense at the beginning was very good. It was let down. The rebounding is probably the most important thing, and the transition defense.
And you take a look there at the matchup we talked about before the game, Hajjaj and Perkins, neither one having a great game, but definitely Perkins giving his team a little bit of a push off the bench, and Hajjaj struggling tonight mightily.
Yeah, Hajjaj has a tough time with Perkins because of the height difference and the strength difference. But that's what you have to do. I mean,
and we're going to see them facing off against each other here. Tel Aviv with a new look here in the second half. They've got Perkins, Lasme, and Blumenthal, guys who did not start the game. They're starting here the second half. And we're underway as Dror Hajjaj starts it. And for Haifa, hopefully, a better quarter than the last one when they were outscored 33-22. 33 also the number of points that Tel Aviv has gotten from its bench so far tonight. Only 5 for Haifa. Kujikaro going down against Lasme. 2 people on him, and he got stripped.
He can't be dribbling the ball in there like that. Maximum, it's 1 dribble and a pass.
Stefan Lasme now going to Kujikaro, and he draws the foul. So we take a look there again. So far, those 2 guys have been going at it.
And Yari Reinisch made the call. He's the lead ref. Come on, this is men's basketball, you know.
Throw it into Perkins, he gets it, and that
they
is
lobbed
an easy
it
finish
over,
for him.
They lobbed it over Dror Hajjaj's head. There's a big height difference involved there, and jumping ability.
Perkins has 6. Kujikara all the way, nice move, but rejected by Lasme, and Kujikara gets it back. Fights hard, still can't connect. And a rebound, Tel Aviv. Nice pass there by Perkins out to Aitzen. In and out. Lots of action, not a lot of scoring here in the first minute. Hajjaj to the hole, goes up high, but Jefferson hurt himself. He buckled his knee, and that did not look good.
Somebody knocked him down.
Let's take another look at that. Hajjaj trying to go up high to Jefferson, and he just collapsed underneath Blumenthal. It looked like it was Deron Perkins' leg, which might have toppled him. 3rd foul on Jason Rich, and that is not good news.
It's her 3rd foul, too.
He has 11 points tonight, tied with Jefferson for most in Maccabi Haifa. And as usual, their team relies on them a great deal. Travel on Panini.
Well, that's being more aggressive, so they can do it that way. You have to be aggressive against this Tel Aviv team. Coach Penny Guerre shown in your picture, thinking a lot of nasty thoughts about the referees.
Well, I'm sure Avish Kenazi has a few of those thoughts himself.
We see the matchup zone that Tel Aviv uses. There's no movement here.
Roby, nice reverse and gets it in.
Yeah, he used the rim and the netting as a shield for against Fisher.
Aitzen down low to Panini, and he gets the easy bucket there.
And that's exactly the problem. It was an easy bucket.
So the lead's still 17. Haifa has to generate some kind of momentum here because they're just exchanging bucket for bucket. Kujikaro, nice keeping Lasme away.
That's an easy bucket for Tel Aviv. I mean, for Haifa.
Panini out to Aitzen.
Yeah, they're posting up Perkins on Hajjaj.
And he is having his way, Perkins is so far, drawing a lot of fouls down there, and he's going to go to the line now. As we see a very balanced attack from Maccabi Tel Aviv. Aitzen's got 12, Blumenthal 11, but...
And in 2 minutes and 16 seconds, Haifa's been called for 3 fouls, and Maccabi Tel Aviv none.
Perkins tickles the twine with the first one. You see in your picture there the manager of Tel Aviv, Gur Shelef, a former captain and quite a good player in his own right in his day, who replaced the late Moni Fanan a couple years ago in that position as essentially the team manager for Maccabi Tel Aviv.
And that was the beginning of the problems.
Hajjaj pulls up, gets it. His first points of the evening.
Ball turned over the ball. Perkins stepped into the court.
And another paper airplane coming in here.
It's crazy, man. These fans are nuts. Somebody could get hurt.
So Haifa gets a lucky break there. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. Jefferson. Got Lasme on him, who's a very tough defender.
Oh my
but they don't take
God.
advantage of it, and a miscommunication between DJ and Hajjaj. When Maccabi Tel Aviv makes mistakes, you have to make them pay. Netanya knew that a week ago. They had to play a perfect game in order to beat them.
And then they go lose tonight against a team that's
one of the worst in the league.
One of the worst in the league. Nice pass by
nice pass by Perkins.
Really nice.
But Haifa's not playing a perfect game tonight, and therefore they are having their troubles against one of the best teams in Europe. Roby, floater, hits the back iron. Perkins down below, and a nice look and a nice finish by Blumenthal. They get going on the fast break. It is sweet to watch them do their thing. Rich in the lane. No good. Rebound Kujikara.
Lasman played for Travis Ford at UMass. He's now at, Jason Rich.
Hello.
Oh.
We told you he could jump through the roof. He's got 13. Lasma down low. There's Perkins, and he's just going to have his way with Hajjaj there all night long.
It's too strong. Got to play in front of him.
And Maccabi Haifa missing Deron Perkins this evening. If he was still on Haifa, that would be a team to be reckoned with. We've got a timeout.
Fantastic new way to color like crazy using all the magical colors of the rainbow. Only rainbow brushes connect together in 100 different ways to make radical color creations that really amaze. Squeeze the special tips together to create zany zigzags, silly stampings, super semicircles, and wild wavy lines to create awesome works of art. Feel the color rush, rainbow brush. Rainbow brush, each set sold separately from Crazy Art.
And there you have in their cowboy outfits the Maccabi Haifa or Maccabi Tel Aviv dancers, Simi. They've got a bunch of new routines here.
Yeah, I saw before when we came in, I saw all the horses parked in the parking lot. So, you know, this is their cowboy outfits, and they're going to go riding.
Close to the rodeo you're going to find in Israel. And the fans love him. And there is Jason Rich. And you see he has eclipsed his season average of 12.5 points. He's got 13 tonight. But
Jason's gotten into a groove last couple of games. He's got acclimated to the team. He knows what he has to do. He has to go to the basket more often. The three-point shot is just a bonus, Aaron. You know, he's a great kid. You know, I mean, him and Davon are like best friends. They play that game. I don't know what it's called, but the NBA PlayStation game all day long, and they yell and curse at each other and yell at. It's like watching.
Well, they don't have their own players with. I know NBA players love playing themselves.
Yeah, it's
on
amazing.
Those things.
It's amazing, yeah.
Omri Caspi can play his own player.
I got an Omri Caspi doll.
Really?
Yeah, his dad brought it back from the state.
Wow, a bobblehead?
His brother brought a bobblehead back. His dad
It's a
gave
collector's
it to me.
item.
Yeah. They went like hotcakes, man. It was amazing.
Very popular in Sacramento.
I spoke to the guy, said in 2 days they were sold out of Omri Caspi bobbleheads.
I would love to get myself an Omri Caspi jersey. I bet those are selling pretty well. We should get it on Maccabi Haifa Eat merchandise.
Yeah. All you need is $160.
But Omer Caspi a long way from here. Maccabi Haifa struggling. Kujikaro, tough shot. I haven't seen him ever take a turnaround jumper like that.
Neither has he.
And he made it.
He apologized.
Ito Kujikaro, again, his workmanlike performance. 11 points tonight for him.
Guy Panini is taking a shot. You know, the fans don't know, but Tel Aviv is a real, real great town to live in.
It is indeed.
A lot of my friends have come over from the States, and they just love it. The food, the restaurants, the discos, the bars, the women, the beach. And for the women, the men.
Well, a week ago we were in Jerusalem, which is Israel's capital, its political capital, and of course the center of all the religious places there. But if anything, Tel Aviv is the cultural capital, the financial capital.
The capital of the women. Come on,
it's the capital of secular life in Israel, let's put it that way. And so, night and day between Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. And Tel Aviv, the greater Tel Aviv area, the largest population center in Israel. There are about 400,000 people living in Tel Aviv itself, but close to 3 million in the whole greater metropolitan area, including one Simi Rieger who lives in the
great restaurants.
Suburbs.
Really good restaurants there.
You're making me hungry, Simi.
I am hungry.
Yeah. Go grab something to eat after this game.
All right. Not a problem.
So far, the hungry ones this evening are Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Yep.
They've been taking it to Haifa tonight, and they're ahead by 16 points right now, 64-48 at the halfway mark of this third quarter.
You know, Aaron, they got him. Haifa has to knock down the point differential to 10 or under in the for the fourth quarter, and then you can really do something.
Benda running out of time.
Nice play. Nice
Rich
offense.
Can't get it to roll. Tel Aviv going to run. Panini and the foul called on Benda.
That's a shooting foul. It's the fifth foul of the quarter.
It is. They're in the penalty already. Very early to be in the penalty. So Panini is going to go the line. He, as we mentioned, the leading scorer for Maccabi Tel Aviv in the Israeli league. He averages 13.3.
Kujikaro's hurt. He really hurt his hand, and he's asked to be changed. I don't think I've ever seen him asked to be changed, Aaron.
Kujikaro usually plays with broken bones. And he doesn't seem very pleased. He is as tough as they come in the Israeli league. And
I didn't mean to interrupt you before on that, but you know, this
I don't even remember what I was going to say, but this is important to notice, and especially since the injury bug has been biting hard in Haifa. You've got Ben Strong with the broken nose. You got Mizrahi, who we don't know how long he's going to be out, and they just cannot afford to lose a guy like Ito Kujikaro, who's been really their rock this entire season.
Davon was hurt for a couple of weeks. You know, it's a problem.
Guy Panini gets them both. He's an 85% free throw shooter. Played last year in Serbia and in Cyprus. This is his first year playing for the big team in Tel Aviv.
Well, there's a big who-to-do that he left Jerusalem. He had been playing for Jerusalem and signed with Maccabi Tel Aviv because he wasn't allowed to do that unless he had played for a team in Europe.
And Jefferson just taking it all alone, trying to create something, and he does draw the foul. But a
lot of frustration, Aaron.
And the offense for Haifa is stuttered right now. I mean, they're just not. And you see just Davon saying, "I got to take this on my own and see what happens." To the corner, Benda, the league's leading three-point shooter, can't connect there. Coming into this game, 67% three-point shooter. Nice look by Aidson.
That's a great fast break. 4 passes, nobody put it on the floor, a bucket under the basket, even though Davon almost got it, but amazing. That's basketball, picture basketball.
And a good measure of a good team is the number of assists they get, and Aidson and Perkins each have 5. The entire team has 17 so far to Haifa's 9. And another paper airplane flies in. It's unbelievable. Todd Golden in the game.
It's good defense by Roby. He fronted his players, so.
Woo!
Oh,
rejected by Lasma, but they're going to call the foul.
Oh, my God. That was a foul. That really wasn't a foul. Aaron, that wasn't a foul. Here, let's watch it. Here, you see, that was a block.
So Jefferson takes a seat. Rich takes a seat. He's going deep to the bench now.
Both these guys out at the same time.
I don't know. And Kujikaru out. So where are they going to find points here now with a lineup we haven't seen, I don't think, ever? Benda, Golden, Roby, Strong, and Pelot Rosa.
This is the first game Golden has played. Except for maybe a couple of minutes at the end.
Golden all season essentially only played in games which were blown out at the end.
Yeah, either way.
And here in the perhaps the toughest game, he's getting quality minutes. So Roby gets them both. The lead down to 18, but with 3.5 minutes to go, this is a time for a spur for Haifa. So they don't go in for a big hole entering the last period, but they are with a team of bench players, not a single starter among them.
Kind of a press here.
Strong picks it up, almost throws it away. Here comes Benda. Maybe they can give a spark. Pelot Rosa, the corner. Golden, no good. Close, but the rebound Roby, and he goes to the hole.
Nice play.
So the bench team may be giving Haifa a spark here.
Yep.
Who knows what Ashkenazi's got up his sleeve. Roby in double figures. As another paper airplane goes right over our head. And look at that, the defense.
Another turnover.
Golden gets fouled by Lasme. They had another to give.
I don't understand what Lasme is doing 60 feet from the basket guarding a guard.
You see the look there, the miss by Golden, and the nice play there by Richard Roby. Todd Golden, a very good three-point shooter, but he's 0 for 5 this year from beyond the arc.
Well, he hasn't gotten real minutes.
Benda penetrating with the left hand. Tough shot, but look at Strong with the rebound. Roby's wide open. He takes the three, and he gets it.
And all of a sudden it's 15.
How do you like that?
No, it's 13. Sorry, 13.
It is 13, and this deep, deep bench team for Haifa has given them the spark. Give Avi Ashkenazi some credit. We doubted it, and here is another turnover.
Another turnover.
Here they come, Pelot Rosa.
Benda throwing up a lefty hook shot. Aaron, I thought I saw it all.
Jesse pulls up, tries to take it. It's been Richard Roby now who's been the main guy. He takes it again in the corner, but taken away from him by Perkins.
And that's a foul, and that's a shooting foul.
So there goes that momentum, but wow, Haifa was on quite a run there.
Had a chance to bring it down to 11.
And the spark plug, Richard Roby, as you see the replay from him as we take a break.
Crazy cooking, sweet sensation station. 6 in 1, but lots of baking fun. Introducing the Crazy Cooking Sweet Sensation Station. I want cookies. I want cupcakes. I want brownies. No problem. Of mixing, frosting, sprinkling, cookies, brownie, and storage station easily and safely bake in any microwave. Crazy Cooking Sweet Sensation. 6 in 1, but lots of baking fun. Crazy Cooking Sweet Sensation Station, Marshmallow Maker, and Donut Factory, each sold separately. Refill packs sold separately from Crazy Art.
We've got less than 2 minutes to go here in the third, and we have seen the best minutes of the night, I think, for Haifa, and from an unlikely source.
Yeah, you know, the hustle, the change of the defense. That's what I was talking about before. You know, you're starting to get blown out. Make a change on your defense, even if it's for an offense or two for the other team. Let them think. You got to make these guys think. A lot of these guys can't think, you know, or they don't know what I'm serious, man. Come on.
Richard Roby, you see there, he has been the spark plug for this run here, and he now has himself 13 points to lead Haifa scorers.
And Dora Fisher's in the game. This kid should be playing more in a game like this, Dora Fisher. They have nobody on Haifa that can match up with him athletically.
Deron Perkins in double figures now after that free throw. He's averaging just over 8 points a game this season in limited minutes.
He's a great player.
But against his old team, old team rather, Inspired. He had a great game, if you remember, the season opener as well.
He's a great player.
Pelot Rosa in the lane, gets it.
Oh, nice shot. He also got fouled. They didn't call it.
So it is a 13-point lead for Tel Aviv, and Haifa going toe-to-toe with them right here.
And Haifa's in a 1-2-2 zone.
Eitzen, oh, and that was a hard foul by Golden. Eitzen got by him, and he just shoved him.
You have to, when you're playing the zone, just like you're playing the man-to-man, you have to keep the players on the side. Here we see Jesse making a nice shot. You have to keep a player on the side. You can't let them go to the middle of the zone or in the middle of the man-to-man, because then he has two areas where he can pass, to his left and to his right. If you keep a player on the side, he only has one way he can pass.
Chuck Eitzen, his full name is Charles Patrick Eitzen Jr., graduated from USC in 2003. He's originally from Somerville, South Carolina. And tonight he's got 14 points to lead Tel Aviv scorers. Pelot Rosa making his move. Roby fighting hard down low. Pelot Rosa all alone, rejected by Fisher. Going into the big trees there.
Yeah, but he had Roby posted up on Raviv Lemonade.
And they only have 2 seconds on the shot clock right now, so they're going to have to come up with something quick. Elad Hassin calling for a screen move. Nowhere to go. Ben David's going to have to heave it. No good. But Golden gets the rebound. What?
Line.
No, that is, he's going to overrule it.
How can he see? He's on the other side of the basket.
And there they go. They correct it. And Romano made the bad call, and the ref,
Gary Reinisch
fixing it.
Him. It's about time he did something right.
And Todd Warnick, the advisor here, giving Avi Ashkenazi a mouthful. Roby with a nice shot there. And Richard Roby. And we have ourselves quite a mini drama over here between Avi Ashkenazi and the observer here, Todd Warnick, getting heated arguments. But Avi Ashkenazi's team doing okay.
And they've got 29 seconds left.
As we see the conversation there between Yari Reinisch and Avi Ashkenazi, that's the drama we're hearing about here. The sidelines, Avi Ashkenazi got quite upset as Todd Warnick, the observer of this game, walked over to him and said, "Don't you ever do that again." And I heard Avi Ashkenazi say, "Do you talk to Pini Gershon that way?" So lots of politics here behind the scenes as well.
You got rabbit ears, huh?
Hey, listen, that's what they pay me for. Pelot Rosa nice. With the move.
Didn't make it, but it was a nice move. 10 seconds.
Bluthenfeld, don't let him shoot. Limonad, air ball. And Richard Roby now has got 3 seconds to go. He's going to try and heave it. Roby floats it. Gets it! Richard Roby taps an amazing third quarter for him, and it is a 10-point game.
That's what I said before.
Take a look at that. Our man of the match, no doubt. Richard Roby, that's his 18th point.
Happy birthday, Richard.
How do you like that?
Yep. Well, that's what called luck.
Richard Roby leads the comeback. Haifa down by 10. We'll take a break. Okay. Way to go, Richie. Richard, great shot, man. What did he say? We are back. It's the fourth period, and we just finished a period which was the Richard Roby period, Simi.
Yes.
14 points. He shot 5 out of 7 from the field, including 2 for 3 from three-point range. You see the numbers there. His average on the season, 5.4. Tonight, 18, but wow. What a quarter, and he ended it with emphatic fashion. They heaved from half court, and it was good.
Between me and you, this is the first time he's had a stretch of time on the court, a long stretch, like 8 minutes in a row, instead of getting 2 minutes here, 4 minutes there, 5 minutes there. He's had a stretch here where he could get into the game, get into the rhythm of the game. And they had a problem. They're stopping Jason Rich or Jesse, and all of a sudden, he's coming around and doing it.
And he has taken over this game in the latter parts of the third quarter. We, both of us, incredulously thought he takes out Davon Jefferson, Ashkenazi. He takes on Jason Rich. What's he throwing in the towel? But he just mixed it up.
At a 20-point difference.
Yeah, and
I thought it was going to be a 40-point difference at the end of the third quarter.
But thanks to Richard Roby, they cut that lead in half, and now they're within striking distance.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it's a zone.
Idson. Blumenthal. No good rebound, Jesse Pilot-Rosa. And look at this, Ashkenazi in the fourth quarter in Nokia Arena against Maccabi Tel Aviv, sticking with the bench warmers here. You got Rich, you got Jefferson, you got Kujikaru on the bench. And that was not a good shot.
It's a bad shot. You can do that 10 seconds later. Let the big guys touch the ball.
And if you're on the court right now, give the ball to Richard Roby. He is on fire.
That was a great pass by Panini inside the door. Fisher right in the seam of the zone. He sealed his man off. Coach Bayline would be proud of you, Dor. Even though they're getting crushed out there in Michigan. I was watching a game, him playing against Michigan State. Saw a couple of real nice games last night on TV here. The Kansas State game. We saw Calipari beating Vanderbilt from Kentucky. Then, of course, the Georgetown-Duke game, which was a surprisingly blowout with the President of the United States there and the Vice President.
You don't want to say blowout when the President's around, Sammy.
Okay, you're right. I forgot you work for you have a serious job.
12-point lead for Tel Aviv. Richard Roby wants the ball, demanding the ball. And gives up the ball. Aidson's got number 3-on-1. Up to Fisher. Misses the dunk, but he will go the line.
You know, it's a good thing that Dor grabbed a hold of the rim because
he would have come down.
He would have come down on his back, and that could be a serious injury.
And Ashkenazi saying enough of this fun. I'm going back to my big guns. Rich and Jefferson coming back in the game. For Strong and for Pilot-Rosa. No, for Roby. Why would you take out Richard Roby?
Give me a break. Don't ask me questions that I don't want to answer.
Why would you take out Richard Roby right now when this guy is the hottest guy in this entire arena?
You have to find out what Avi was drinking at the end of the quarter. But, you know, I mean, a lot of times a guy's tired. You know, a guy gets tired. You know, he needs a blow. You know, it's not soccer where you only get 3 substitutes and they can't come back in.
And the lead now up to 16. Dior Fisher, a very good free throw shooter for a big guy. He's 6 for 6 tonight.
He has a nice touch. From
last year, he was 88% free throw shooter. And Todd Golden and Ben Strong, guys who have not played a lot recently, are out there still.
And
Jefferson.
That's a great, he missed it, but that was a great play. They got the mismatch, and Jason Rich threw it into him. And he just missed the chippy. And that's what I'm saying, you know. Haifa doesn't have a guy that can match up with Dor Fisher.
And now they're going to bring in Ito Kujikaro to spell Ben Strong, who I guess Golden and Strong gave him some fouls tonight. They didn't give much points or rebounds, but gave him some fouls to work with and spelled Kujikaro, who left hurt, but he looks like he's okay.
Ben has to get his confidence back. He has to play big. You know, he was playing really well until he broke his nose. In one game, he had, what, an 18-point game or something like that.
That was a big game.
Yeah. You know, and this is something we wouldn't have dreamt of a year ago. Never got off the bench.
And you were right, Sami Ashkenazi just needed to give Richard Roby a breather. He's going to re-enter the game momentarily. Benda trying to set up a play for Jefferson. High pick there.
Yeah, but they're laying back and waiting.
Golden just waiting for the ball in the corner, but he's not going to get it. They called a walk on Rich.
And that's a correct call. Todd Golden takes a seat, and Richard Roby's back in.
So Haifa now going with their strongest lineup tonight. Ben David has been better than Hajjaj, the starter. You got Rich, you got Jefferson, you got Kujikaro, and you got the hottest man, Richard Roby. This is their time to make a run. They are down by 16. Outscored 6-0 in this quarter, and that's not good. That is the fourth foul on Maccabi Tel Haifa in 2 minutes and 18 seconds. None on Tel Aviv.
And that's shooting fouls from now on.
And Haifa has yet to score, Simi, in this quarter.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they've gone out of sync somehow. I don't see a zone offense being played, you know, and getting Davon down low and playing him hard.
And just like that, the lead went down. It is now back up again to 18 points. And Haifa running out of opportunities. 7:40 to go. You see the fourth quarter there. You have more fouls. You got 4 fouls. You got 2 turnovers, and you have no points.
That's a good quarter.
Hajjaj back in there for Benda.
The timing's off. Jason Rich should have gotten the ball much quicker inside and here.
Out to Hajjaj. Fake, he's got nowhere to go. And that's a 24-second
clock.
Simi, explain something to me, former coach. You've got your starting lineup up there, and they look totally out of sync. And Ashkenazi goes to the bench warmers, and they had a rhythm. How did that happen?
Well, a lot of times the other team, the opposition, relaxes on the second team. You know, and they get hyped up for the first team. And
nice. Eats it. Talk about a highlight reel. Splits the deep end with the nifty dribble and throws it down with authority.
And if you're looking for logic, this is the wrong country.
Eidson, 18 points for him. Big night for Chucky.
And it's a 10-0 run for Haifa, for Tel Aviv in the beginning of this quarter.
Tough shot, can't get it. And the lead is now 20. So Haifa worked so hard to get the lead down from 20 to 10. And now they're stuck again. Roby fires it up, gets fouled. The refs might have missed one over there. Roby was tiptoeing on the sideline.
Yeah, but you don't see the fans on the other side yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
You heard the fans behind us, which is on the other side of the court, and all of a sudden, television timeout.
That's us. We'll take a break and be right back.
Unite! Crazy art. Do you want the crazy art? I need the crazy art. I got the crazy art. Introducing Crazy Art, the coolest color company. The most vibrant, brightest, and boldest colors around. Set your creativity free with 11 cool markers, 64 colored crayons, 72 colored pencils, and super bright colors. Crazy Art. More colors, more fun. Crazy Art, each sold separately. The coolest color company. Crazy Art.
Crazy cooking, sweet sensation station. 6 in 1, but lots of baking fun. Introducing the Crazy Cooking Sweet Sensation Station. I want cookies. I want cupcakes. I want brownies. No problem. Of mixing, frosting, sprinkling, cookies, brownie, and storage station easily and safely bake in any microwave. Crazy cooking, it's delicious. 6 in 1, but lots of baking fun. Crazy Cooking, Sweet Sensation Station, Marshmallow Maker, and Donut Factory, each sold separately. Refill packs sold separately from Crazy Art.
20-point lead for Tel Aviv, 82-62, and Haifa has just gone into a spiral here, have yet to score in 3.5 minutes in this fourth quarter, and Roby's going to try to break that shutout as he goes to the line right now and add to his team high 18 points. It's been a back and forth affair as you take a look there at Richard Roby, 25-year-old guard out of University of Colorado, the all-time leading scorer from that university. And you see the numbers for him tonight. By far his best game this season for Maccabi Haifa, and it couldn't have come on a bigger stage than this.
Oh,
misses that one,
both
though.
of them. That's not like him.
And the shutout continues. But he plays hard defense on Perkins. And it's going to be Haifa ball. So way to go, Richie. Not giving up. And Avi Ashkenazi voicing his approval. Shimon Mizrahi, the Darth Vader of Israeli basketball, unhappy right over there. The all-powerful owner of Maccabi Tel Aviv.
All right, I want to make a correction that before I said Elitzur Netanya lost to Nahariya. They actually beat him by 5. That's my mistake. I read the writing wrong.
Small print, Semi. It's hard.
Elitzur Ashkelon 84, Galil Gilboa 68.
That's a big upset.
Ramat Gan 55, and the team that played against him had like 174,000 points.
Ramat Gan, also another development, got their first victory last week, Sammy. So it was an eventful week. I'm sure you folks saw on Week in Review. Tel Aviv losing for the first time. Ramat Gan winning for the first time. And the 7-game winning streak for Haifa coming to an end on that last-second tip-in Jerusalem by Uri Kukia. Roby, baseline. The magic has gone. Oh, my goodness. Panini goes between Rich's legs. Up high. But Kujikaro takes it away.
And that was a great defensive play by Deron Perkins.
And Rich gets the first bucket of the night for Haifa in the fourth quarter. But talk about that. Look at this again. Panini splitting the legs of Rich. Going for the alley-oop. Kujikaro collects it, and that was quite an exchange over there. Perkins gets fouled.
And that's a shooting foul.
And that's going to be foul number 4 on Ido Kujikaro. 4 fouls on Hajjaj, 4 on Kujikaro. Hello, Rosa, Golden, Rich, Strong, all have 3. They're running out of fouls. As Deron Perkins goes to the line. A year ago, Maccabi Haifa defeated Tel Aviv in the game that was played in Haifa. But it looks right now that Tel Aviv on its way to sweeping the season series here against Haifa. And if you're Maccabi Haifa and you have the ambitions that you have, you hope to be meeting them again here at the end of the season in the Final Four as well. Pelo Rosa in, Ben Strong out. So the lead is 19. And we have 5 minutes to go. Hajjaj fakes, pulls up, and gets it.
That's a 2 or a 2.
That was a 2-pointer. Hajjaj has 4 on the night. Perkins pushing hard, spin move, fouled by Rich, and that'll be number 4 on him.
They're going at each other, these two guys, head to head.
Rich essentially was Perkins' replacement, even though he's more of a combo 1-2 guard. But Perkins can be that as well. And this year, of course, Perkins, as we all know, the MVP of the league a year ago, leading Maccabi Haifa all the way to the final game. And Tel Aviv so impressed with what they saw, they said, all right, let's take this guy and put him on our team. As they've done many times before.
Well, they saw that Hapoel Jerusalem this millionaire signed with them. So they thought he was going to sign with them, so they immediately signed him. And then they had to let Gal Mecco go, the point guard, their point guard.
Yaniv Green back in the game. Hasn't played much this game, only about 5 minutes. And he comes back in.
And he should be playing 20 minutes a game.
When your team that deep, they got 12 guys who want to play.
He should be playing 20 minutes a game.
Rich out to Hajjaj.
They don't have any big men, you know what I mean?
Hajjaj threw it to him. Panini, all alone.
That was a 2-0.
The assist for Perkins. And it is now a 21-point lead, and the fans here are just celebrating. Looking pretty bleak indeed for Haifa right now.
Well,
you see Perkins there, out to Panini. He finishes it, and Perkins wanted him to throw it off the backboard. He complained afterwards. He was like, dude, I was right behind you. Rich with the fake, pulls up for the 18-footer and gets it.
Two-pointer, nice shot. When he sets up regular, he's really something to watch.
Fisher down low, Panini in the corner. Gets it. And the route is on here at Yad Eliyahu. Maccabi Tel Aviv has hit 90. And you see the nice rotation there, Panini in the corner. And he's getting his points. He got a slow start, but he's up to 11 now and 2 away from his season average. Rich got it. He's going to get his.
That's a nice shot by Jason.
And Jason now has 20 points. A good night for him statistically. What a look by Perkins to Panini. Deron Perkins has 7 assists tonight.
Roby went to sleep.
And he gets fouled. But Guy Panini's got 13 now, and
not really basketball anymore. It's the guys going head to head. There's nothing you can do in a 20-point game.
So 5 players for Tel Aviv in double figures, led by Chuck Eatson's 18. And this is not a Maccabi Haifa pace. They are a team which usually keeps the other team averaged around 73 a game, and tonight giving up 92, a season high by far. The question is, in 3 minutes to go, will Tel Aviv cross the century mark? Green, foul, and it counts. Another assist for Deron Perkins. He's having himself quite a game tonight.
Yeah, they're playing. Maccabi Tel Aviv is playing with 2 big men, with Fisher and with Yaniv Green.
Perkins 14 points and 7 assists. Comes off the bench for Wisniewski, but he really, and when it comes down to the clutch, often has the ball in his hands.
And Jason Rich fouled out.
Fouled out for 20 points. And down by 22 points. Haifa playing for pride right now. This is, without a doubt, the toughest part of their schedule. Came back from the break against a tough Ashkelon team, won there. Then against Jerusalem, that nail-biter a week ago, and tonight against Tel Aviv. This would mark the only losing streak of the season for them, with 2 games in a row.
Yeah, and next
but no
week,
shame in that.
And next week they got Rishon LeZion away, and after that they have a tough Galil Ayol team at home.
So definitely, this is a tough stretch. They have to get through this part of the schedule before against the other teams, which they pretty much have their way with them. But again, think of that. Within 4 weeks, they're playing the the 3 best teams in the league.
And another team that had won 4 out of 5.
Jefferson turns around, hook shot, in and out. Perkins. Speed demon. Panini. Panini has been enjoying most of the dishes from Perkins tonight.
He moves well without the ball, and you know the mismatch in the height. He's like 6'7".
So Panini to the line to pad the Tel Aviv lead. Guy Panini, the second leading scorer in the league among Israelis, 13.3 a game. The only guy scoring more than him is Galil Yon's Elishai Kadir. He's got about 15 points a game this season.
Tough kid, Elishai. He's really made a jump this year.
Roby works baseline. Out to Jesse. Cannot connect. He's had a rough night shooting from the field tonight. But look at Kujikaro there. That's Kujikaro basketball. All hustle, all heart. Not giving up even when this one is long gone. Green, top of the key. No good. Rebound Kujikaro. Ito Kujikaro, another double-double for him. 13 points, 11 rebounds for Ito. He does it night in, night out. Not always spectacular, but he does it. And he gets the...
That's spectacular.
That's pretty spectacular.
Yep.
The mid-range jumper for him.
Twice tonight.
Ito, 15 and 11. Green, can't connect. Fisher. And we are in the last minute and a half, and Perkins with the nice scoop there. He's having himself a night, Deron Perkins, against his former team. His two best games of the season, perhaps, against Haifa. And you see that a lot. Wanting to show up his old team, showing, I still got it, and don't you wish you had me now?
Well, the Haifa team didn't say no to him. He said no to them when they wanted him back.
He just wanted more money.
I don't think it was the money. I think he wanted to play in the European Cup.
Kujikaro down low, gets fouled, and it is 99-77. The only question is, will Tel Aviv break triple figures? We've got a minute to find out, as those fans look like they are pleased with the way this evening has gone, and people here heading for the exits at Yad Eliyahu. The fans in yellow got what they wanted. A big victory for their team coming off their first and only loss of the season.
And also the loss of the European Cup.
Yep. So it's been a tough week for Tel Aviv, and they're getting some redemption tonight with this blowout against a tough Haifa team.
Penny Gershon finally a smile on his face. Actually a smirk.
20-point lead. Perkins wants to break the century mark. You can see it in his eyes. To Green. An extra pass to Fisher, rather. He got fouled. He's going to go to the line, and he's a very good foul shooter. Foul's going to be called on Davon Jefferson, number 3 on him. A quiet night tonight for DJ. 11 points for him. And a frustrating evening for him. He got off to a quick start in the first. He had 11 already in the first quarter, and just has disappeared since then.
Didn't touch the ball.
.45 seconds to go. And here comes Derek Sharp in for Deron Perkins, and the fans give him a well-deserved round of applause. Deron Perkins tonight, a huge game for him. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, and 7 assists. How's that for filling out the stat sheet?
Not a bad day's work.
Hajjaj for 3. No good. Panini with the rebound. And this is going to go in the books as the worst loss. That was a pretty bad pass.
Well, you thought he'd move down into a certain area. He didn't.
So Maccabi Haifa is going to drop to 8-4. They lost 2 of their first 3 games, then went on that 7-game winning streak, and now dropped 2 in a row as they hit the tough part of their schedule next week in Rishon, and then the following week back at Haifa against Galil Lyon. Kujikaro, another outside shot. This time he doesn't connect. And that'll do it. Time running out here. Panini from half court. No good. So that'll do it. Your final score, 101-79, a blowout for Maccabi Tel Aviv, who hands Haifa its 2nd loss in a row. A big game for Deron Perkins against his former club. As we take a look there at the players, shaking hands. And let's take a look at how things matched up tonight. Richard Roby with his big game tonight, 20. Rich as well had 20 before fouling out. Kujikaro, 17 and 11 rebounds. Jefferson with 11 points. Maccabi Tel Aviv, a very balanced attack. You see it there. Eatson led the pack with 18. But it was Perkins with his 16 points and 7 assists who led the charge for them. 5 players in double figures for Tel Aviv. Let's take a look at our statistics, round this thing out and compare it, and it was just a Maccabi Tel Aviv victory, Simi, through and through.
Yeah, you know, right from the beginning. Well, actually the first quarter was an evenly played game, and then Maccabi got into pushing up on the press that they have. Haifa was turning the ball over. We were turning the ball over a lot more than we should. And they went into a lead, and then in the third quarter, they cut the lead in half from 20 to 10 with the subs, and eventually got blown out.
And you see the assist there, 24 for Maccabi Tel Aviv. They played a very team-oriented game, and that'll do it. We're going to take a quick break. We'll have our post-game interview coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are joined now by Richard Roby, who makes his first appearance in our post-game interview session. Richard, you had yourself a great game tonight, 20 points off the bench, but of course the result at the end is a big loss to Tel Aviv. Tell us about that third quarter. That's when you and the bench players brought in the comeback, got it down to 10, and then it slipped away in the fourth. What happened?
Yeah, we just wanted to come and bring some energy to the game and get some stops and you know what I'm saying, try to run a little bit and cut down their lead. We kind of ran out of gas down there. They hit some big shots, and, you know, they came out with the win.
It seems like, Richard, that this is the first game actually basically in the third quarter that you got an 8-9 minute stretch playing all at once instead of 4 minutes here and 4 minutes there. It made you feel more comfortable?
Yeah, it does when you you know you're gonna have some time out there to, you know, get your feet wet a little bit. But you know, I'm just going to go out there and try and do my job every night. You know what I'm saying? Some games going to be a score, some games going to be played defense. I just want to go out there and just give them all.
Now, we all know, the whole world knows that today's your birthday after you made that shot from three-quarter.
That was a great shot.
Tell us about that.
I was telling my teammates before, I haven't hit a buzzer beater at any quarter in my career. So, you know, I had the ball. I said I'm gonna make this one, and it felt good when I left my hands. So.
Coach Bitzelik from Colorado called up and said, "Give it to Richard. He'll knock it down." Huh?
Richard,
Coach need to call some more.
Let me ask you something. You had 20 points, but really 14 of those points were in that third period when Avi Ashkenazi goes to an unorthodox move. He takes out Jefferson, he takes out Rich, and you've got all these bench players, and essentially you were running the show there during those minutes there. Tell me what it was like to, you know, come off the bench and really basically lead that comeback.
You know, that was my job in Colorado, so, you know what I'm saying, to get points, and, you know, I was a leader for 4 years there, so it's not anything new to me, but, you know what I'm saying, my role is a little bit different, but with the players that was in there, I had to be more aggressive, so that's what I was doing.
How do you like Haifa?
I like Haifa.
Well, explain to me how much you like. You were in Herzliya last year, this year in Haifa, 2 different teams, 2 different cities.
I like Haifa a little bit more, you know what I'm saying. I like the food they got there.
How's your family like it? How are they getting along?
They're doing well. Right now they're in California, but they'll be back here in a couple weeks or so.
All right. What can I tell you, Coach?
Well, listen, you had a great game tonight. We're pleased to have you here in our booth and let our viewers back home get to know also the players and the guys behind the game. And you had a spectacular evening tonight. And next week, you're going to go play against Rishon. For the first time this season, you're coming off a losing streak. What kind of pressure does that mean for you coming next week to finally get that victory?
You know, we're playing against a much improved Rishon team. They took Jerusalem down to the wire there, so they're going to be ready to play. They're going to be at home, so we just got to come with a lot of energy and a lot of focus, and we need that one.
All right, we'll wish you luck, and we wish the team luck. Coming off these 2 tough losses, a week ago it was a buzzer beater. Tonight it wasn't as close, but Maccabi Haifa goes down to Tel Aviv tonight by 22 points. We will be back next week as Haifa travels to Rishon. Until then, good evening from Tel Aviv.